All right. Let everybody file in. Um, so we can go over the injury news, which I'm mostly up to date on, but just trying to double check on that. Some very same odd changes. Lots. What's up? What's up, Patrick? Lots of injury news and notes to cover today. I gotta pull the weather. Actually, I haven't pulled the weather yet. It's the one thing I haven't looked at. It's like everything else I worry about the weather. It's just for some reason in college I never end up looking at the weather. Nothing. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's easy. All right. Good. Don't have any weather to worry about. Some big news early today, so we'll get into that here in a minute. Just want to get everybody in. Yeah, I've slept about 4 hours and went to the gym at my normal time to stay on my routine. I was home late because of work, but all good. We got our Chick-fil-A in, considering we ate it last week. I'm a creature of habit. So managed to build a ton. Sub JB. All right. So, yep. All right. Let's start hitting injury news. So, Louisville is going to have neither of their top two running backs. That puts Duke Watson as the top guy. He's highly inefficient. Excuse me. In a bad matchup, I have no interest in Duke Watson personally, on either site. Yes, he's going to get goal line carries if they get there. What's up, Myron? So if we can, yeah, let's go from fourth to first. That would be optimal. I have no belief in it, but we'll see. You never know. I mean, I'm trying to figure out who my Jeff Sims is this week, and I think it's Arch Manning, where I just don't feel comfortable with it, but I'm going to end up doing it. So Miller Moss is not going to play today for Louisville. That puts Deuce Adams in play. On FanDuel, I was at the gym literally building lineups with Deuce Adams. He's 4,800. He's a core play. He's probably the best value on the entire slate. SMU, I've mentioned over and over again how bad their pass defense is. I am just debating how much I'm going to play on DK, because from the DK standpoint, yeah, I think Adams, and I was already high on Bell. So you throw Bell, Adams has a little bit of mobility. I trust Jeff Fromm. So at 4,800, give me Adams with Chris Bell, and then just pair up however you'd like. That particular team has Pavia at the bottom. I might end up swapping some of my Bryce Underwood teams as well to Deuce Adams teams, but we'll see. I wouldn't tell you to go super overboard, but I will have exposure. I already swapped my 20 max teams with Moss because I built them that way, just saying, hey, I'm going to switch them over. So I did there. Now, for the big boy, I still don't know the 5 quarterback pairings I'm going to play. I'm certain on at least 2 to 3 of them. What I do know is, so here's the thing, JB. And look, there's guys that I respect that have Kyron Drones as a core play, as one of the top plays on the slate. And he is priced too low at 4,800. He is definitely priced too low at 4,800. Yeah. Yeah, I switched last night. I ended up playing I kept some Kayvon Lee stuff, but Hawaii kind of just doomed me. Um, so, it is what it is. A little bit of a surprising score. On the drones side, I don't know, man. I just think this feels like the concern here. I think everybody's buying into and saying he's going to get 80 yards and a touchdown and get you 14 points, and then I don't really care what his passing is because his passing is going to be terrible. Um, I'm worried because the game script is going to get out of hand. So like Miami gets out to a lead, and then Drones starts getting sacked. Now his rushing total goes from where it was you were thinking you were getting 80 to you get 30. If he doesn't find the end zone on the ground, and now you're looking at an 11-point wake score. Like it's not going to kill you. I just don't think Drones can win you a GPP. That's where I'm at. So yes, I do have 4 Drones teams in the 20 max. That's what, 20%? Or no. Yeah, that's 20%. I just don't want to. I'm not playing him in any good team. I'm not playing him at all on FanDuel. I don't think he's a good play. So at 4,800, if he was the only quarterback sub 6K I even had any interest in, then sure, I'd be all over it. But I think Cutter Boley is an exponentially better play because he has a similar rushing upside, but I think he throws for 300 in this spot where they're going to trail and get pushed. And he's going to be a guy that I will play in the big boy here, you know? And then same thing, Deuce Adams at 5K. We haven't seen it, but he does have rushing ability. He's going to start. Excuse me. Well, here's the thing. Okay, let's just say why is Drones 4,800? Why is Boley 5K then? Why was Moss, let's presumed healthy at 5,300? Why is Gio Lopez? I mean, I know why Gio Lopez is 5,500, even taking on Duke after Chandler Morris threw for 300 and something yards against them. Why is Mensa 6,300 after he was just 8K and 9,500 and then up in the sevens? Fafita 6,400 is too cheap. Like he should be in the sevens. So the pricing's just down this week. Now, I believe that presents a insane amount of opportunity that I'm perfectly happy. If everybody wants to play drones, play drones. I'm getting off of drones. I don't like drones. I don't like the player. I don't like the team. I don't want anything to do with it. So, in my opinion, like he's saying, pricing is soft. I think you pay up at wide receiver, and I think you can pay down at running back very easily to get value. You can, you could pay into the I don't like the top end whatsoever. So like I'm not playing Shepard, Hardy, Miller, Whittington, Fletcher. So then Edwards is my top back. You can't play Jordan. I'm out on Connors. Bojack, I'm skeptical of, but I'm open to, depending on what status I have for Donaldson here. I love Parker. I don't like Davidson, don't like Washington. These guys are out. I'm interested in Wisner as just a full-on pivot option to get away from everything. Raymond's a no-go. Washington and McGowan are fine if you want to go there. These guys are probably a no-goes. Alexander doesn't get enough touches. June stinks. And Duke's run defense is good. Roberts is a no. Kylan Young stinks now. Harden, no thank you. Not against that defense. Brown's coming off injury. Doubt he does anything. Like Joe Jackson's got a horrible matchup. Xavier Robinson, no thank you. He's banged up. He's 50-50 at best in this game. Like you start going through this. I love Riscano. Love Riscano. Especially on FanDuel at 6,600. I think and so this is where we're getting to. I think the contrarian way to play, and I will be playing Gerard Pringle still, because I think there's still a 50-50 chance at worst that Mark Fletcher, although active, does not see the field because they did it with CJ Daniels last week. So I like Pringle still. Pringle keeps scoring touchdowns, keeps producing, and at 4,700, I like Pringle. So give me Riscano. I have no issues playing him, and I have no issues playing Pringle. So now at 4,200 and 4,700, I don't like high-end backs this week anyway. I think the contrarian way to play this slate. No, I don't have interest in the FAU backs. I'd rather play the wideouts. I just they're a mess up down there. I think the contrarian way to play this slate is pay up for the quarterbacks. So hence, I'm going to start this thing out with Pavia and Wiegman. That's going to be my first team. I think Pavia is trying to win the Heisman. And I think Wiegman is an absolute unreal play because TCU sucks on defense right now. So I'm going to play Pavia Wiegman. And that's going to be 1 and 2 y'all's point. I'm shoving in Riscano because I love the matchup. Same reason why I would be willing to play 5,900 Contravian Wisner. But I like Riscano. So then if I'm going there, I definitely want Skylar Bell. I've debated back and forth as to how much I love Chris Bell and how much I don't. I'm not 100% certain there. I do like Chris Bell a ton. And now I'm debating Deuce Adams as being a guy that I want to throw in these some of these tournaments in the 20 because of the mobility combined with Braum and SMU's lack of pass defense. And I think I'll get low ownership because I think everybody flocks to drones. That's just where I think everybody goes. So if everybody's going to go to drones, I'm perfectly happy with it. Let's just go through the other news. Ohio State guys, both wide receivers are not going to play. That makes Brandon Ennis, Max Clare, Mylan Graham in play. Desmond Reed is not going to play. No shock there. Jakarian Turner, I have some exposure to on FanDuel. Was interested in him as well. So it's just going to come down to, I'm glad Pete Thamel's finally putting out information. Good on you, Pete. Pete beat me to the information today, unlike the Decory and Moore stuff that they keep fumbling on. So, yeah. The question becomes on this type of stuff, like I'm not a big into Tony. I don't mind McAllister, but I don't love it. He's just been in arguments too much with nobody was really talking about the fact that him and Hoover were arguing on the sideline last week. Barkate, if I know one thing about Bill Belichick, it's that Bill Belichick takes away your top option. That's Cooper Barkate. He stops the run, takes away your number one pass catcher. That's Barkate. So I'm out there. Tony, I don't love because of the matchup, not particularly enthused there. We know that Cardinal Tate and Jeremiah Smith are both out. So that kind of eliminates everybody from the top end except for Messer, Bell, and Bell. And then I think Wingo is a fabulous pivot option on Arch teams. But I think you have to have Arch to have Wingo because Arch's upside's massive. Now, from a Wiegman side, I do like the Amari Thomas play, and I do like the Tanner Kojal play, but they're kind of last pieces for me. Because Wiegman, I'm going to get rushing ability. So if I get the rushing yardage and I get 80 to 100 rushing yards, I don't need the wide receivers to get me there. Similarly with Pavia, like I'm not going to stack Pavia. I'm banking on the rushing. If he throws for a ton, then great, but I'm not banking on the rushing. I honestly would prefer Kendrick Law paired with Pavia because I'm banking on that game shooting out, and I think Law is one of the better plays on the slate. See, I think, well, the question is, which one of them does work? Like Wasim, I think he's a good player, like a decent player. Platt is fine. I don't know that there's much difference between Wasim, Platt, and Henry. Henry's the wide receiver 4, but for the price difference at 2K, I'll take Henry, Dominique Henry, all day long over those guys. just because I would rather take the cost savings with the upside. Like, he does have moderate upside. He is the wide receiver 4, but still, they're gonna have to chuck it. And there's plenty of ways that it doesn't go right for those two. I am interested in Veltkamp though. I that was my original team I built, was Veltkamp, the first team I ever built on this. Yeah, so like both of those wide receivers, the wide receivers twos, they both have the same number of targets and touchdowns. Platt's more of the deep threat, and Wasim's more of a short area target by comparison. But I mean, here's the thing. All right, so you say you like the wide receiver 2 and 3 more than Messer. The wide receivers 2 and 3 have 66 targets each. You double that, that's 132 targets. Messer has 110 by himself. So we're talking, I mean, this is PPR. Like, realistically, Messer's the second best wide receiver on this entire slate. Like, Skylar Bell and Easton Messer, it's 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2, and it's not particularly close to anybody else, especially on the top end, especially priced up here. It's not particularly close. Though I think Bell, Wingo, and McAllister have the upside to be the top scoring wide receiver on this slate. Yeah, but I think you do need to mix and match those guys in. But I mean, I think Messer is as good of a play as there is on this slate. Yeah, but Messer plays in the slot. Barkate doesn't. So if we let's look at the Duke game. We can look at Duke UConn. I'm pretty certain the slot is what killed him. So Quayshawn Brown is their slot wide receiver. Barkate plays on the outside. Quayshawn Brown had 5 catches for 61 yards. Barkate had 5 for 50. But Barkate doesn't dominate targets like they do, like he does. Hazley, the tight end, had 4 for 61. I mean, Duke did kind of look like doo-doo. And you got to remember, Nate Shepard had 100. They had 168 yards rushing that day because Duke can actually run the football and FAU can't. So they're going to have to throw it 50 times to keep up in this one because they're going to hemorrhage points. I mean, realistically, my favorite way to play it is to not play any of them and just chuck in Cam Edwards right here and then play Edwards Bell together because 90% of that offense goes through Edwards and Bell. Figiano does not scare me from that standpoint. I feel like I'm getting all of his production if I play Edwards Bell as the combo pairing. But then again, like, it doesn't leave me with much salary, which is kind of the thing I don't love about that situation because then I need to go Kendrick Law here, Tanner Kojal, and that won't get me Byron Pringle. It still leaves me with a wide receiver in the flex, which I like, but I'm going to play plenty of wide receiver in the flex. I just don't know that I want a 4K-ish wide receiver in the flex. I don't know who would have the upside in that sense. So I don't know that this is the lineup to go with Edwards necessarily. It is a Kendrick Law lineup, though. I can tell you that right now because at 5,100, I'm going to need that value. I don't mind Brandon Ennis. I think all of the Ohio State guys are super thin plays today because what scares me about them is it really does concern me how they score. Ohio State's going to score a ton of points, but how they score them and who scores them is anybody's guess. So, but I'm just going to build this based off. I don't even want to stack this team. I'm just going to leave it be. I'm tempted to go Wayshawn Parker. I like Wayshawn Parker a lot. Now that we know Dampier's going to play, I really do think he's going to get over 20. Had 100 yards and a touch in each of the last 3. There's not without risk, I could tell you that. Wisner, I know, has got a better floor from a pass catching standpoint. How does he look against? I mean, Arkansas stinks. I'm going to have a Manning team, It's just a matter of what the Manning team's going to be constructed like. Oh, I think Kendrick Law is absolutely fabulous. But we're going to be playing Cutter Boley. My favorite three quarterbacks heading into today and still coming into today are Pavia, or they're Wiegman 1, Boley 2, Pavia 3. I don't particularly in the $20 want to play Pavia Boley together, even though I'm extremely tempted by it. Because I do think there's a non-zero chance that that game's played in the 30s, and it's played in the 30s on the back of Pavia and Boley. So that's the crux of that one. I don't know that Gerard Pringle's not a bad play in this spot. Because then does that let me, like, I think he gets there. I don't know how he's going to get there, but I just have a feeling. But do I really want to put him in this lineup? Kind of not. See, that's where I'm like, if in a Wiegman team, do I want to stack Kojul with him? Because at 5K, he's an underrated piece. I think there's a way that you play. I think I built the team out for this team actually that was like 3 tight ends. I'm pretty sure it was Kojul, Stowers, and Sadiq. And it makes a ton of sense. I think it was something like that. It was something into that effect, which is interesting. I mean, it's a way to play it. I like Cole Wilson. That's my favorite sub 4,200 wide receivers. Cole Wilson. I think Ashton Hawkins is suspended for at least the first half. I think probably the whole game for throwing the punch. So I'm big on Cole Wilson. He's the cheapest I really want to go. If I got pushed for it, I'm going to DeAndre Moore and Keelan Marion, or 3,400 was the Dominique Henry, the FAU wide receiver. Yes, Josh, we need to get some money. Oh, although I feel like I'd be being greedy if I asked for too much more this week. But hopefully we win again. That would be optimal. Man, I'm interested in the Cole Wilson play. You know what? I'm gonna throw Cole Wilson in this team. I like Cole Wilson this week. Oregon play Sadiq. I mean, you gotta play Kenyon Sadiq. That's the only good option there. I think it's a low scoring game in that game overall, but if I'm playing anybody in that game, it's been Kenyon Sadiq. And then Ohio State wise, I think it's pick your poison at the wide receiver spots for Ohio State. You got like the best option is Ennis for my money, and Mylan Graham. That would be the top 2 for me. Although Max Clare I wouldn't discount. On FanDuel, I don't mind Max Clare. I think he's the better priced of the bunch. Mylan Graham's right there, and then Ennis is in there. But Ennis is clearly the most talented. How much they throw is the $1 million question for me. So, we just hit the lineup. Oh boy. Okay. Good call on the Cole Wilson. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was trying to figure that one out. There you go. Bing. Now I can do this. It's just a question of if I do want to do this. Because now I can go Kojul. So I can go Kojul, Wiegman, Wilson, Law, Bell, Edwards, and Riscano with Pavia. That's probably the best constructed team. The question is do I want to go down to like a Wayshawn Parker? Do I want to go down to like who else do I get? I can go down to like Wisner. Wisner gets me nothing. So Wisner wouldn't make any sense. Because Wisner gets you to 6K. So Wisner gets you nothing. If you go down to Parker, that's 5,700. So, yeah, but I don't like playing Riscano with Bryson Washington. I do have some Bryson Washington. He might be my Jeff Sims today. the guy I'm playing that I shouldn't, and you shouldn't either, because I can't quit him. No, you can lock Kyron Drones. I played 4 shares in 20 max. Did I play 4? Yeah, I played 4 shares in 20 max. But I think he's an awful play. But I'm covering myself because the projection says he's a great play. My guy I trust thinks he's a top 4 play on the slate. I think he's an absolutely awful play. Good morning, David. Because if you look at it, like I was explaining this earlier, so sorry for repeating myself, but we got to keep going. We're going to end up having to keep going over this. Kyron Drones at 4,800, I think, is a worse play than Cutter Boley, Deuce Adams, and I would have preferred Miller Moss, honestly. But Boley is an infinitely better play for me than Kyron Drones. I hope everybody plays Kyron Drones because I just don't think he's a good play. It's like we're all forgetting that like they're going to trail massively. He's going to have to throw the drop back to pass 28 times at least, 25 plus minimum. Sacks count against him. So not only do you have to get a rushing touchdown, not only do you need him to somehow find a way to throw for more than 100 yards, he's going to have to account for at least a few touchdowns to get there. And it's not like saying, because the reason, they're talking about my James Madison Dukes helmets. The reason everybody likes him is because he's going to hit value. If you're playing cash games, lock in Kyron Drones. Go for it. I don't think it's a bad play because he's going to get you 3x. If you want to win tournaments, you cannot play Kyron Drones because he does not have any upside to win you a tournament. The upside lies in Cutter Boley, who can throw for 300 yards. All right, so let's look at this Tennessee game. Let's just take that. It's an aberration. I think he probably ends up in the 25 range today. But he has a 38-point game. Like, it's there. He has rushing upside. Most people don't know what Deuce Adams has. Deuce Adams he has a running capability. I'm hoping Drones comes in at 40%. I'd be pumped if he came in at 40. My guess is he probably comes in because there's so much around him. And then I think people are going to get off of it. The price tag says, like, screams, play me, play me. But when you dig into it, I've been on Boley more. I just don't know where the ownership goes, though, Josh. That's the hard part. Because people aren't going to buy Adams or Boley. If they weren't buying Miller Moss at 53, why are they going to buy Adams at 5? They'd rather just pay for Drones at 48 than play for, like, nobody's going to play Cutter Boley, in my opinion. If Cutter Boley comes in more than 10%, I'll be shocked. But I do think there are plenty of good, viable play. Like Gio Lopez, Duke sucks. Fafita's the chalk. I think Fafita's a good play. I don't love it. I don't know that the upside's there. I don't mind the Fafita play. I just don't know that the upside's there. Huh? How are you on Law or Messer? They're like massively different prices. I love Messer. I like Law a ton too. So yeah, so we're gonna play this. I think I'm gonna play this because I prefer the Kojul Edwards combination. Kojul's great tight end, second best scoring tight end in the country, behind Michael Trigg of Baylor. I don't think Fagiano should get any ownership. He shouldn't. He's not needed. Like, all of the offense goes through Edwards and Bell. If anything, that ownership should be on Veltkamp on the other side. I would play Veltkamp before I'd play Fagiano. Fagiano doesn't get anything that Bell or Edwards doesn't give him. That's just kind of where I've leaned into. All right, let's throw this thing in. That's gonna be team 1. Bang. Let's go to team 2. All right. Team 2 is 1000% Wiegman and Boley. Oh yeah, Skylar Bell should be the highest owned player on the slate. He's the best player on the slate. I mean, it's not even a question. I think that's a terrible play as well. I hope, man, if you guys are right, if you guys are legitimately right, and Kyron Drones gets a ton of ownership, and Duke Watson gets a ton of ownership, I'm got shot to win again this week because I think both of them suck. Like Watson has zero efficiency against one of the best run defenses in the ACC, and a team that has shut down the run consistently all season long. I will take it all day long. Like I'm more than happy to just let people play that because I will not play that. We're playing a Boley Wiegman team because I have stones on me. Oh, I love that. Perfect. I'm gonna be at Watson at 30%. I'm gonna be at 0.0%. If Watson beats me like the Kovorian Barnes week, then so be it. I will lose, and I will lose gracefully in that spot because I am not playing a single bit of Duke Watson. I refuse to play Duke Watson. He sucks. I think Bell should be closer to 70%. I mean, he's about as lock button of a lock button as there is. All right, we're going back to the Kendrick Law spot because he's 4,600, and I like that a ton. And I think Vandy, I still think that the Kentucky Vandy stuff is going to be way under-owned than it should be, which is why I'm kind of tempted in one of these teams to play I think I'm going to end up on a Boley Pavia game stack situation. But I mean, like game stack in theory, meaning Boley, Law, and Pavia as the 3 plays. I don't think you have to stack in like Stowers or anything. I don't think that's necessary. Oh, we got some big news somewhere. Let's see. Well, I guess Sean Tucker's going to end up in insanely owned. USC's down some guys. They lost Kamari Ramsey. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the drones thing. I don't get that. Maybe he is this guy. That's why I said I have some ownership because he projects well. I don't think he's very good, and I don't think the system's good, and I don't think the players around him are good, and I think they're going to get absolutely destroyed. So I don't want to touch that. Oh, shocking. Decorian Moore still out. Whoever would have seen that? Yeah, but what is... Thank you. Myron is my man. Drones is cheap, but Cutter Boley's cheap, and Deuce Adams is cheap, and Noah Fafita is cheap, and Darian Mintz is cheap, and Gio Lopez is cheap. Like everybody's cheap. There is nothing to pay up for. What? I don't know what you're paying up for. Like you can pay up. Skylar Bell is the best pay up option. Easton Messer's the second best pay up option. Chris Bell is pay up option, but you can pay for all those guys. You don't even need to be down there playing in the doldrums to get there. I think Fafita Boley is a fabulous play together. I have some of that. Like they're perfectly acceptable, and you can fit all the big wide. You can fit 4 big wide receivers in there. Nick Marsh. Why are we always talking about Nick Marsh? You mean Andrew Marsh? I keep getting throwing me off. Metric Boom throwing me off here. That's Michigan State wide receiver. Nick Marsh. Andrew Marsh, Michigan wide receiver. Got a lot of him. Got a lot of him on FanDuel. He's a great... I'm telling you, him and Kendrick Law are just like hard to not be all in on those two. Love that spot. All right. How do we build out the rest of this sucker? Let's see. What do we want? There is not like the lock them in guys for this week. I can tell you that. See, I'm tempted to go Edwards Riscano again. I don't think Edwards is getting enough. I don't think people understand how bad FAU's defense is. I just don't know that they understand how bad that defense is. That defense is terrible. Like, it just hemorrhages points. They lost to FIU, like, bad. They gave up, like, 35 to FIU, which I think FIU might. Can FIU get over the win total today? I need that. That was my biggest preseason win total bet. I do need to see that. What are we at? Yep. Their win total was 5.5. We just got to beat Jacksonville State or Sam Houston. Sam Houston's 2-8. I feel pretty good if we can't, even if we can't get past the 7-3 Jack State. Yeah, Andrew Marsh. Yeah. Yeah, I love Andrew Marsh. I mean FAU UConn. I mean that's the easy answer. Just stack FAU UConn. I would do Veltkamp with Edwards, and I'm here. Let's just do it. I think I'm gonna do it in the small coffin corner. Let's share it. All right, I'm gonna do it in the small coffin corner. I've been wanting to do it anyway, so I might as well do it. I'm gonna do Veltkamp, Edwards, Bell, Messer, and Henry. And then I think it works out perfectly if you go. I think you can go Boley, Law, and like Bo Jackson. I don't mind Ennis. I'm perfectly happy with Ennis. I don't know that I can go. Can I go Wiegman? I can go Wiegman, Riscano. Oh, that's trash. I'm 100 off what I want. Because I wanted to go Riscano and Law, but it's 4,200, and then it only leaves you at 4,500. In which case, yes, technically I could go Brandon Ennis there because I was going to try to do Wiegman, Law, Riscano, but it leaves you at 4,500, and then I'd have to play Brandon Ennis, and don't mind it, but I don't love it. I mean, there's upside to it, there's downside to it. Or you can go the double here with Boley, Law, and then that leaves you at 7,700, which I hate that price range. There's nothing there, so I wouldn't do that either. Let's see. I do not want Kyron Drones. I think Wiegman, Riscano, Ennis makes sense there. Adams, Bell. What does Adams, Bell do? Adams, Bell. That puts you in a weird spot. 5,500 is a nasty beast. What's up, Warren? 5,500 at running back is just a nasty beast. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there either. Don't love that. Okay. I just don't want to be at 77. Like, what am I getting? You know what I mean? Like, now I'm up at a Mod Hardy range, and I think Mod Hardy's not a good play. What's it saying about Fletcher? See, they're saying it will be available. I really do think. I think Pringle ends up being the under-owned option that could win you the slate. I really do. I think Gerard Pringle. I'm going to have some exposure to Pringle. I mean, this could be the spot I end up going Pringle. In fairness, it wouldn't be a bad option. I could go Pringle 47, but then it's like I get in these situations where I end up having too much money because of this Henry play. So like I can go away from Henry in this spot and just go, all right, cool, and we'll play that. And then you can go Law. I like Boley so much. I wouldn't. I just don't. I think you got to bet on one or the other. It's just kind of the way it feels like. You got to kind of bet on. Eh. Yeah, I think you got to bet on one or the other. I was just thinking about Fafita in this team, but I do like Boley a lot. All right. If I'm there, where do I go at running back? And go 5,900, 5,900, 5,200. What does 5,200 do for me? Gives me Kenyon Sadiq. So you could go Sadiq or Stowers. Oh, you could go Stowers on the back win, like coming like as a bring back. You can go Stowers as the bring back in this stack. I probably prefer Stowers to Sadiq in that spot. And go 4,700, 6,400. I don't it would okay, so you could go Pringle and Parker. So that would be a way to play it. I was gonna play a Wiegman Boley team, but I'll just delete that and just say I'm playing the Velt because it's the only Velt camp I'm gonna get. All right, so how do I want to play this? Do I want to play Wayshawn Parker? That's 6,240. No, oh, it'd be Pringle Parker. That is risky. Or Wisner. Pringle Parker. That's an alliteration right there. Wisner, Stowers. Bryson Washington. Yeah, because then I would have, well, no. Oh. Oh, I do like Bryson Washington. I have a problem there. It's a blind spot for me. I already know what I should play in this lineup. So what I should play is Riscano and Chris Bell. That has the most ceiling. That definitely has the most ceiling. The most floor is Wayshawn Parker, Gerard Pringle, in my opinion. And then upside as well is, and then fits too, is Wisner and Stowers. Wisner Stowers is a fun way to play this because you kind of get that Tennessee, the Kentucky Vandy thing going. He still scares me. I just don't know that this. I know the ceiling's been there the last 2 weeks, but I think that also makes him an even worse play. And then Wisner, they've been so terrible, and the ceiling has not been. He hadn't even crossed 20 points in I don't know how long. Yeah, I'm going this. I'd rather play that. I'd rather just play for the win. All right, give me that. I'm playing for the win here. I want Bell on a monster. I gotta swap out Bell and Bell for this for the when they play stuff. So give me Chris Bell. I think this might have been the team I built to start the week. Actually, legitimately, I'm pretty sure that's the team I built to start the week. So I'm going with it. That is definitely going in. All right. That is definitely going in. That's gonna be the only Belt Camp team. So shout out Caden Belt Camp. Might be the last time we talk about him ever. 58. See, that's my favorite number. And I have 58 of you in here. I appreciate all of you for this. Hopefully, somebody, one of us, can win a few $1,000s again today. Jeff Sims. Whew. I can't believe we won money on Jeff Sims. Bowley's greater than Deuce Adams for me. I'm so disappointed that Devin Dampier is playing because I wanted all the Bird Ficklin exposure. Well, we got FanDuel. We kind of talked about it. So what I will tell you here, we'll talk about it here. All right. Well, there's more money to be made. It's FanDuel's fault that there's more money to be made on DK than there is on FanDuel. I can't win 7K in any tournament I finish 7th or 4th on FanDuel. I can do it on DK. I ain't got to win anything to feel pretty good coming out of the week. Funny part is that was, I'm not even going to talk about it. You know what? Not supposed to talk about those things. This is the way I like to build it. I think if you're building anything less than 5 lineups or 10 lineups, I like Deuce Adams. I mean, on FanDuel, he's so cheap you just play him. And especially, like, I wouldn't go overboard. I wouldn't play him at 50% because I don't know that you need the salary savings. And he has to score enough to make it worth your while. But so I would play probably 30% Deuce Adams. If I had to do it again, he would be the number one play at quarterback for me. I had already built my teams before that, so I kind of just mixed and matched. And once I get off of here, I probably am going to add some more Deuce Adams. Probably take away a little bit of maybe some Underwood, maybe some Fafita. But I still think Cutter Boley is a fabulous play. Mason Heinzel's still a great play. Arch, I still like. I think paying up for quarterbacks is just super contrarian, but smart today. So I do have some like Pavia, King, Bachmeier, Manning all paired together because I think paying up for quarterback is contrarian as can be. I think Kendrick Law, Andrew Marsh, and Kenyon Sadiq are all cheat codes in the low 6s. The Ohio State guys are fine on FanDuel. They're perfectly acceptable for their price tags if you need to use them. At the wide receivers, not necessarily the running backs. I will play a little Bo Jackson. I just prefer Katron Allen and LJ Martin. Anywhere I could, I got to, anywhere I could, I got to Jeremiah Love. And I understand. I came into this saying Chris Bell was the best wide receiver play on the FanDuel slate, and I still stand by that. Like, I'm standing 10 toes down on that one. So if I've said that, then I have to kind of buy into the I didn't expect us to get the Deuce Adams news necessarily. I just hadn't been in tune from yesterday on it. I don't mind Kuzdzal. I think he's just a meh play. I like Riscano a ton at 6,600. I like Jakari and Turner at 8,200, especially paired with Haynes King. And then I like Katron Allen, LJ Martin. I'm fine with Bo Jackson. And I love Jeremiah Love. And I think at 7,600, Bryson Washington is a great pivot play off of Kuzdzal because I don't think he's particularly a great play. I would not really want to play Riscano and Washington together, but that's kind of where we're at. And I think I'm going to end up switching. Like I said, I have a ton of Underwood paired with Andrew Marsh. I'm probably going to switch some of that to because what I do is I make a quarterback pool. So it'll be like, all right, I want to play King, Pavia, Sawyer, Manning, Bachmeier. And then I will do one of each. And then I'll go to the second one and I'll do one of each. And then I'll go to the third one and do one of each. And I do basically a step down. So, and I'll do all of them. But I'm going to pull some Underwood exposure and make it Deuce Adams exposure. Because all I've built so far is, I think, Adams with King, Pavia, and Manning. And I think I do want to get some Adams Bachmeyer, and I'll probably do an Adams Heinschel maybe, or Adams Boley. I wonder what you can do with Adams Boley. Like, I think that's too much. Like, it's like too much. Maybe you go Deshaun Bishop, Jeremiah Love, and then you get a little bit different that way. And then maybe you're able to go Wingo Bell at wide receiver. Here, let's see. Let's see. So let's say we do that. Let's do, I mean, he's my favorite play, so I'm not going to not do that. Let's go Cutter Boley here. My favorite play on the site's Kendrick Law and Cutter Boley. Like, I can't help it. It's too good of a play. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got all the money, boys. We got all the money. I mean, we don't even need all this money. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you even need to play this. It's kind of pointless. It's kind of pointless here. Like, if I knew Jordan Marshall was 100%, I would play Jordan Marshall here. But like, how do you even play this? Because like the next best option is Braylon Staley here, and I don't particularly want to play Braylon Staley there. So like, you can't come off a Bell. You don't really want to come off a Law. So like, how much money do you decide to leave on the table here? Is the $1 million question. I mean, I get this one, but I wouldn't go there. Oh, sorry. Cutter Boley. Cutter Boley, which I think this is a legitimate, solid way to play this. But I don't know. I don't know that I would do it. I don't know. I might end up with one of these. I do like this, actually. And it's just a question of what wide receiver do I think scores the most points that's not named Mekhi Lemon. And I mean, because I don't mind leaving salary on the table. I'm fine with it in this sense. But at that point, like, what are you giving up? You know, is Deuce Adams and Cutter Boley going to be the two highest? You would literally have to say that they're two of the higher scoring wide receivers. I don't mind that. I don't mind the image eyes. No, I have zero concern about if they've come out and said that he's going to start and play, we're not going to see Miller Moss. And it's basically probably because Miller Moss came out and crapped him, you know, puked it all over himself by saying some stupid crap in the media. So I have no issues with that. That doesn't scare me. If Brom's doing something, Brom's doing something, and he ain't changing it. He doesn't mess around. Brady Allen's gonna rotate in. Well, I don't have a ton of him, so I don't really. Why in the world would you rotate this kid in? He's 22 years old, haven't played. This kid stinks. Yeah, he went 6. He threw an interception against Eastern Kentucky. What are we talking about? No. This kid doesn't worry me at all. This kid doesn't worry me at all. He's a junior. It would be one thing if he was a freshman quarterback. It would be one thing if he was a freshman quarterback. I mean, so hang on. So like this kid, here's my question. Like Deuce Adams is a freshman and he's getting the start over a junior. But we're like, you can't really worry about the junior. Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you can fit a ton with Deuce Adams. I'm comfortable with Deuce Adams. Well, no. He's talking on FanDuel. Oh well, yeah. You're talking about FanDuel. I'm seeing for every Chris Kirk. I have PTSD right now from everybody saying $4,800 Kyron drones and the anger that it causes me. So I apologize. I saw 4,800. It made me really want to start word vomiting again. Yes, Adams does run. That's funny because I saw that question in the Discord that I read. That's the first question anybody asks when they say does somebody like so and so is going to start, and it might be like Eastern Kentucky on a Wednesday night, and the first question is the same guy every time. Does he run any? Like he's a dual threat. Adams is a dual threat. Yeah, I do like. That's what I'm saying. I think like the thing is like you take shots there. I don't think you don't. I think like what's he's got a good matchup at least. So I think you take the run out there and see what happens. All right. I don't know how I can not play this. Bell, Bowley, Wiegman, Edwards. Tempted to play Wisner, but and then what? Like, do you play this, and then you have 5,500 for a flex, which I don't like. Not a fan of 5,500 flexes. Do I really want to stack him? Not particularly. I could go 4,200. If I went 4,200, if I went Riscano here, let's just say I went Riscano here. That's 7,400. So, oh, you know what? I know what team I want to play. Got it. I'm gonna end up playing all this Kendrick Riscano, and it's gonna not work, but I'm just gonna play it anyway because I think it's fun. Let's see. Give me my guy Easton Messer, who before the season, I will note, I said he was going to catch over 100 balls before the season in my preseason preview. Wayshawn Parker. I like this. So gives me Bowley, Wiegman, Parker, Riscano, Edwards, Bell, Law, Messer. I get access to all the games that I really enjoy there. I mean, look, there's a realistic path that Riscano just absolutely destroys. I might play one Adams team just for the giggles of it. All right, Wegman, Bowley. I don't know how you don't want to play this. There's just two, and what I'll tell you is the Wayshawn Parker play went up for me and got better when it got announced that Bird Ficklin was not the starter and that Dampier would start because Parker's going to get more work. That is not a faint of heart play, though. There is not guarantees at running back this week. Like we talked about at the beginning of the show, I do not like very many of these running backs whatsoever. I don't know that I like any of them really. I think it's literally Edwards, and even then I don't like his price. I do like Pringle at 4,700. So I'm probably going to end up with some Pringle exposure if I was to guess. You know what you could technically do is go Pringle over Parker right here, and then from Law to Amari Thomas. I don't like the afternoon slate though. Myra, you would think it is tasty, but the UConn FAU game's not on it. So it's just this. So like I built that on DK. I mean, I think you kind of have to give the nod to Brandon Ennis. On FanDuel, it's debatable on price because I think Claire is interesting. Oh, let's go. Here we go. We got the stochastic little tweet talking about this. That was a really good kick by that girl. That was a really good kick. I'll give her that. Yeah, give her another shot because that was actually a really good effort there. Let's see. What is their exposures? Oh, they like Ishmael Mahdi. Interesting. Interesting. They got Mahdi at 17% ownership, and they have him at 45% exposure in Sims. They like Makai Lemon too. I don't like Makai Lemon. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I have Wiegman Boley in the afternoon and stacked up, each stacked up. Um, I mean, the debate for me I think there's only two running backs in the afternoon you can play that I want to play, which is Wisner and Wayshawn Parker, personally. Man, do I play an Ishmael Mahdi team just to play an Ishmael Mahdi team just to cover myself off? Oh no, that was just under. What a kick. What a kick. That was a pair of good efforts. I mean, how do you play this? Like, I don't know, man. Like, try to sell me on an Ishmael Mahdi play. Like, what am I buying? I'm buying 7 carries and no explosiveness? I mean, yeah, he does have a 27, 38, 68-yard runs in the last 3. But, I mean, granted, he's got 5 carries, but he was banged up a little bit. I mean, 13 last time out against Cincinnati. None of them catch the ball. Do you just split exposure and say, hey, I'm going to play Mahdi? Now it's got me torn. What was my guy talking about? I don't know how much I trust those. I don't trust those stochastic guys necessarily. I trust Matt Gajewski, but I don't know that I trust the rest of the contingent there, which bothers me. Because like my guy didn't even talk about Mahdi. Like my other guy didn't even say, he was like, oh, hey, Riscano's the most consistent Arizona running back, scoring 4 touchdowns in the last 5 games, 94 yards. And then Quincy Craig is the next one. I don't think you can go Mahdi, man. I think Quincy Craig is the better option. I'm going Riscano. I'm gonna play the I know ball card and hope that I'm right. That's what I'm gonna say. All right. Team 2. Boom. Bang. Oh, Matt's a genius. I would love to sit and talk to Matt and just have a conversation. I think he's very smart and knows his shit. Um, yeah, I think he's great, but I just stupid ass. I forgot to turn the daggone thing. All right, hang on. It's like clockwork, guys. It's freaking 10 a.m. and I forget that the daggone Roomba's gonna go off every week. Like I forget it every week. I can't help it. I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't take it that way though. Yeah, I don't like Duke Watson at all. I don't like getting my I like to form my this is why I like doing these shows, or especially the earlier in the week stuff, is you're getting my raw opinion and then I'll see what some other guys are saying, but I'm not formulating my opinion. I try not to let get tainted, which I've gotten better at, personally. All right, let's build the 5. Let's build my coffin corner entry because I like that one. I do like Jaden Baugh on FanDuel this week. I think it's a fun way to play that because realistically, Katron Allen's a better play on FanDuel. I think all the ownership goes to Katron Allen, LJ Martin, and Bo Jackson right below him. And I do think that Jaden Baugh is a relatively fun play in that spot, taking on a Tennessee team that, I mean, the fact that Florida's projected for 27 is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I would never have thought that coming into it for sure. We're going to play Pavia Wiegman here. I did say I wanted to play a Pavia Boley team, but I'm not going to do it. I don't think I'm going to end up doing it. Not in this stuff. I just got to decide how I want to play Arch Manning. It depends. What's your projection on Katron Allen by comparison? Like what? All right, or what's your Jaden Baugh projection? I guess let me see what mine was. I can look at mine. But what's your Katron Allen projection? Because I think he's about a point less than Katron he should be. That's where he should be, in my opinion. It's about a point less. I think Utah. I don't think you can trust Utah except for there's only one guy for there's only one guy for I'll trust Wayshawn Parker, but other than that, I'm kind of out because of the Bird Ficklin stuff. Bird Ficklin would be my highest owned player if he was starting. I will tell you that my Jaden Baugh projection is south of 16. So if you've got a 19 plus projection on him, I'd lower it down to about 16, 17. I think 17 is a fair projection on him. I think he's about 2 points less than Katron Allen for my money, but it's you have to factor for variance. Yeah, I have him about 16. Oh, we're gonna get there. We'll get there. I got about 20 minutes. I still got what 4 teams to build. I'm not a huge Fignano guy. I think you get all of your exposure through Skylar Bell, personally. Speaking of Skylar Bell, I might as well just jam him in here. What is the team that I played? Hang on, what team did I play with this? Because I want to make sure I changed that team. So this is the team I played. Okay. Let's go away from this, and this. Let's leave. No, let's go away from that too. Yeah, I don't love. I think you get your exposure through Bell and Edwards. I think it's just a better way to give it for my money. Let's go Wisner because I think that's pretty fun. I think that's a fun way to play it. Let's go Wisner Pringle. That is the ultimate pivot options, and then now I can kind of play with a little bit of chalk. So I can go. We can go back to Cole Wilson. I don't even think we need Cole Wilson, actually. Because if I go Kendrick Law, I don't need 55. 5,500 doesn't do crap for me. Unless I want to go like Jay Sean Platt. It's not the worst. Man, Romello Murphy is the most frustrating player. That dude, man. Oh my goodness. He doesn't do anything, and he had the monster game, that one monster game against what's his face? He had that one monster game against Duke, and otherwise hadn't done anything. So that's a tough one. That is such a tough one to say that I would want to play that. I don't even love this Wisner play. I'm more tempted by like a Bryson Washington play, considering how healthy he looked last week. I don't even know what the games on the night slate are. I'll be honest. I have no idea. You'd be getting my first look. I know I'm gonna like that Pittsburgh Georgia Tech game, specifically the Pittsburgh quarterback, Pittsburgh running back, and then maybe Pitt's wide receivers, Haynes King, and that's about it. Maybe depending on what the pricing on the wide receivers is. I just projected the slate out. I have no idea what. I haven't even run projections on it yet. I have no clue what's even on the night slate. I say that every week, and then I end up hitting on the night slate, but I have no clue what's actually on it. I don't even know that I want Riscano Edwards. Yeah, that definitely bumps him. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I did. Yeah. I played. So that's the lineup. So Funny part, you should say that. That's the lineup that I put in the $20. So like that's the first lineup I built on the stream was Pavia, Edwards, Riscano, Bell, Law, Wilson, Kojul, and Wiegman. But I can't. I don't want to play the same team in this. I have a lot of Edwards Riscano combos. Edwards Riscano. Like I can go through all of these Edwards Riscano teams. There's so many of them. There's so much Edwards Riscano. It's not funny. So I'm trying to swap off and play something different. Quincy Craig is doubtful. I like that if he is. All right, I'm ignoring these stochastic people. Let's see. Louisville. Oh, might have some Louisville news. Yes, Des Reed is out. Yep. All right, that's all I got on that. So what I'm trying to do is figure out if I want to. Like, I don't really want to play. Do I really want to play another Riscano team? Is the question. Quincy Craig being doubtful does help everybody in this backfield. Maybe I want to play an Ishmael Mahdi team. Maybe that's the way I want to play. I mean, he has ripped off long runs. You know what? Let's play Ishmael Mahdi. Oh my God. It fits perfect too. I can't believe it. Folks, it fits like a glove. Okay. Because y'all were talking about Kojul. It fits like a glove though. Wisner, Mahdi, and I get Amari Thomas. So I get my stack partner. So I don't get Kojul, but I get the other one. Dude, that fits like a glove. Okay, we're going with that. Why not? We'll take one shot on Mahdi. I don't mind doing it once. I don't love Mahdi. I much prefer Riscano. That's just personal opinion. But in case I have insurance built in case Mahdi ends up being the one that burns me. Let's go here. All right, so now we've got 3 teams left to build. I want Arch Manning. I want an Arch Manning team. I know Texas running backs give you heebie-jeebies. That's why I'm going to play Arch Manning right here. Arch Manning. Apparently that gets you more views if you say Arch Manning. I am going to play Arch Manning, though. Now, the question is who I don't want to play him with. Oh, boy. I think I want to play him with Cutter Boley. And then I have 2 teams left, of which I might end up playing a deuce. Or do I want... Hang on. I have 1 bully team, right? Yes, because I've played 2 20s, and I have 3 20s left. So that gives me 3 teams to play with Boley if I want, or 2 teams to play with Boley if I want. I think I'm going to want a Wiegman Adams team. Hang on. Let's just do that because I already have that team built basically. So where is a Boley Wiegman team? Right here. Import. All right. Let's get this, and I don't need that either, actually. So let's do that and that. Let's play 1 Deuce Adams team. We'll play Adams and Wiegman. Yeah, because he's there. And I want those guys. And then if I'm playing Adams, that means I need Bell because Bell's like the one guy that has to go off. All right, let's see here. We're going to change this. So this is going to be Wiegman and Adams. So that's fine because then that'll give me 3 Wiegman teams. So that'll be the last Wiegman team no matter what. All right. And then I do really like the fact that that guy's out now. I do like that. I'm tempted for this to be a Gerard Pringle team, just on the off chance. I mean, I do have some Pringle, but still, I do really do think that there is the legit shot that Mark Fletcher isn't doing anything. Let me see if I can find Mark Fletcher news, because that's what I'm legitimately curious. Quincy Craig for Arizona is the third, one part of the 3 running back rotation on Arizona, so he's doubtful now, which means that if they go down to 2, it's really down to Riscano and Mahdi, and you're just trying to kind of make decisions there. So yeah, I just don't think Mark Fletcher plays. Like, I don't know why. Don't know why. I just get that feeling. I know they're saying he's available. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, though. So, like, how do I want to play this? I'm tempted. I mean, obviously, Kojul. But I don't need to stack him. So, like, it's very easy to just jam that. And then it gives you some optionality. And then you can go like Cole Wilson, Easton Messer. And it makes a ton of sense. So, like, you go Cole Wilson here, Easton Messer, bang. That gives you upside. That gives me my top 3 wide receivers, all these guys that I liked anyway. Isn't that the team that I just had? And I just put, no, it's not the team I just had, because I took out Cutter Boley and Kendrick Law. I am the law. But I would rather play that. That's the thing. Like, I would so much rather play that team than not play that team. Like, why would I not just play this team? No Hoover McAllister for me. I mean, you can. I'm just not where I'm going. I just don't think you need it, and I don't think you're getting much out of it, and it's super thin, right? Like, if it hits, it hits, but there's a legitimate shot that Ohio State just scores in the weirdest ways and the weirdest people, and the odds of getting it right are near impossible, it would seem. So, like, if you look at it, so let's look at Ohio State real quick. If CJ Donaldson plays, which it seems he's trending that way, he's off the injury report. So now you've got 4-man backfield, so they could legitimately go 1 touchdown, 1 touchdown, 1 touchdown, 1 touchdown. I don't like Bo Jackson now, so that's why I'm not going to play Bo Jackson, because I really do not like that, in my opinion, anymore. Not interested whatsoever now in Bo. So now my running back room just got even smaller. I can't play West and Peoples, but I think all 4 of them get run, like heavy run in this spot. Then you're talking, okay, no Jeremiah, no Tate. Cool. Who's going to catch passes? Well, it's going to be Claire, Ennis, Graham, Rogers. But then it's also going to be all these other guys, because I don't think anybody does anything. Like, last week, we were in the same situation. Nobody played. It was against UCLA. They blew them out. Okay, cool. Max Claire, 5 for 26. Awesome. 4,700, that ain't doing nothing. 6 for 30 for Ennis. Not doing nothing. Like, Graham, 3 for 40. Nothing. Rogers, 2 for 27. He's the one who scored. Like, I would play Ennis, but why? Kendrick Law is 100 more, and I know he's going to do well. I think he's going to do exponentially better. So I don't know. It's just weird, weird slate. I'm telling you, weird slate. All right, I'm playing this. I actually do like this team. So we're going to do that. Ding. Let's go here. Let's build an Arch Manning team because I can't help myself. I want an Arch team. You know what? It needs to be an Arch Cutter Bowley team too. That's even better. Even better. So what it's going to be is Arch with Ryan Wingo and Kendrick Law. And I'm tempted to put Emmett Mosley right here so that I can pay up for running backs. Pay up for 2 running backs. And we're going to get Skylar Bell. And then we're going to get Cutter Bowley. This is what I'm saying. You don't need. And then I can take. Oh, no. I'm 100 off. Why am I 100 off? It's so frustrating. I wanted Wayshawn Parker and Cam and Edwards. I wanted Parker Edwards so bad. Now I can't take Mosley, but I want Mosley. Like, you need Mosley. So then do you come off of Bell? I don't want to come off of Bell and go Messer, but that's the only way to make it work. Otherwise, you got to take Bo Jackson, who now is going to have to split work and play him with Wayshawn Parker. But Edwards is the monster play by comparison. And you can't go down to Wisner, which is what I normally would do. I mean, I know what you're going to say. The easy play is take Mosley out, put Riscano in, and then boom, done. Or put in Cole Wilson or whatever. I don't want to do that. Or you put in Kyron Drones right here, and then you get him. I don't want to do that either. No. Jack Plummer ran a lot too in that offense. Did I say I have 3 Weigmans, right? Yeah, I have 3 Weigmans. Yeah, I'm not concerned with that. It won't hurt Bell. If anything, it opens Bell up more. All right, let's start building this thing while I think about that. Give me Pavia. I'm gonna play the big boys in this. Pavia. This is gonna get weird too. Wingo. Maybe I'll end up making a double work here, and it'll allow me to get off of the Mosley double there. Law. Where's Mosley? Okay. Arch. Where to go? Edwards. Riscano. I could get the 52 too. Oh, I can get the Stowers. All right, I'm going to do that. Then we'll go Mahdi. Frick it. It's too good of a play not to. And Mahdi's going to get work now that Craig's doubtful. All right, I don't mind playing this. It gives me the Pavia double or the Pavia stack with the bring back, Manning double, Edwards and Mahdi. I'm fine with that. So I don't have to play a Manning double on that other one. That's cool. I'm down for that. I love how it shows possible winnings, $100,000. Never going to happen, boys. Never going to happen. Not to that extent. That's for dang sure. All right. How do we make this work? Well, I mean, it's easy to make this work. What did I say I wanted in this spot? I wanted Wayshawn Parker, right? And then that leaves me with 4,300. I think I would end up going down to Cole Wilson. I just think Wilson's a very good play here. Touchdown in 3 of last 4. I think you got your guy suspended. Yeah, I don't think he kills you. I'm playing that game a variety of ways. I prefer either Fafita singles or with Bryson Washington and a wide receiver for Baylor. Or if you think that it goes the other way, I would go Baylor doubles. And I prefer Riscano, but I also obviously have some Ishmael Mahdi. Like this is a spot where legitimately I should play Kedrick Riscano as the at 4,200, and I probably will, in fairness, because I do like Riscano a ton. So I'm gonna plug Skylar Bell in here. I'm gonna take Parker out of here. Reminder: put your proper things in there. Sometimes I'm too lazy to do it, and I don't, and then it'll end eventually burn me at some point, inevitably. So, and I typically don't want to play. I'm very tempted by this. Oh, it's there. I'm tempted by that. I'm probably going to end up playing this because I think he probably gets there. Because I don't trust Kansas State. Let me double check that. Where's the Kansas State info? I need to look at this. 100 yards in 3 straight. Still does not get the red zone work over Nakari Rogers, which scares the crap out of me. Yeah, I mean, is the upside there? It does because there's so much injury problems to deal with and to factor in. Yeah. Amari Thomas feels like the move there, man. But then he doesn't feel like the move because it's 28-point team total versus a 35-point team total. Law Wisner. It's not close for me. That's me though. I'm in on Law, and I don't particularly like I don't like Duke Watson at all. So that's just my personal preference. Let me pull. I'm going to pull the night slate, and I'll give you a quick run through of my thoughts because I like I said, I haven't even seen it yet. I got to make sure I don't pull the late night slate. Now that I've finished building my teams, for now, hopefully. Although I am going to switch some stuff here. Let's see here. Enter Saturday night special. Let's share this tab. Like I said, haven't seen a dang lick of this. I'm not playing a single player in this game. Probably Colorado State, Boise State. That's an awful game. Haynes King and Heinzel, obviously both in play. I'd probably prefer King at that price tag. I'm not playing either quarterback in that game. No worries. Yeah, I don't care. They're like, this is the thing. Like, look at the price. This is what the pricing for DK has been all year. That's why I was shocked by all the pricing, and that's why everybody's shocked by the drones price. But they don't understand the bully factor. No shot. I'm playing Lagway. You could maybe convince me on Aguilar at 86. Sagapatele, I have interest. Yeah, Sagapatele, I have interest at 8K. But I probably prefer the Georgia Tech guys. Altmaier, yes, please. Never mind. I'm out on Sagapatele. I'm in on Altmaier. There you go. I do like Mercer against Auburn today as well. Jeff Sims, nope. We're in on the Jeff Sims experience at 7,700. That's now my favorite quarterback play. So I would play Sims, Bachmeier, and King Heichel. That's my favorite 4 quarterbacks. Yeah. And then Altmaier as a side, but I prefer, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have that one. Running backs, let's see. Don't particularly love any of these. Nobody stands out. Like Dupree left the team, so now it's more of a condensed share for Avant and Marshall. But I don't know. I probably would end up wanting the Boise guys, but then the Boise guys split too much work for me. Des Reed's out. I do like Jakari and Turner. That would be a good play at 5,500. I'll be in on that and playing a good bit there, especially with the Haynes King stuff. I prefer Katron Allen to Emmett Johnson, but I don't hate it if you go Emmett Johnson. Bishop. No, I'm out on Emmett Johnson and Katron Allen. Never mind. I'd rather play Ball and Bishop in this spot, preferably Bishop. Bishop's number one for me. That is going to be a lock and load in my mind. I like Turner there. Let's go back to quarterback. We'll plug in Haynes King, and we'll plug in Jeff Sims. Where's Jeffy Sims? Jeffafa. Okay, let's see. Running backs, we're going to stick with that because maybe we find something else we like. Let's see. Cal Stanford. Raphael is fine. Mike Ford, fine. Nothing great there. I thought the duck just don't water on Nick Saban for a second, and I was like, ooh, he might fight that duck. Yeah, I'm not playing anybody from Wisconsin. I think Staley's a good play, personally. He's my favorite of the Tennessee wide receivers. Fagan, no. Like, I'm not playing any of those guys. They just split work too much. Like between Lawfrey, I would probably prefer to play Lawfrey. As scary as that sounds, I'd probably prefer to play Lawfrey. But I don't like any of them. I'd play Altmaier before I played any of them. Let's see. No running backs in this game. That's easy. And with Walker back, I'm out on Pryor. I'd prefer to play Bear Bachmeier over LJ Martin. So that's probably a no for me. That's going to be a no for me, dog. None of these wide receivers because they can't throw the football in either of these teams. I mean, I like Rivers. I'd probably say I like Rafi Williams at 4,100 the most out of this bunch, but I wouldn't stack. I wouldn't go out of my way to stack Georgia Tech. This game, they're not going to throw the football. The forward pass has been eliminated from contention of a Penn State-Nebraska game. Oh, Staley at 5,200 is a lock. I'll lock that in. I wish they would get the ball to Mizell a little bit more. But yeah, I think doubles for Tennessee are in play and then just get rid of Bishop. But yeah, Staley's a fabulous play at 5,200. That's a ridiculous play. De Jesus, great play. Grizel, good for the price tag. CJ Williams isn't a bad play at 51. Abrams. I don't like Abrams. I'm not an Abrams guy. I get it, but I'm not an Abrams guy. You know what I mean? I'm not an Abrams guy. I just don't. I think Florida sucks so bad at throwing the football. Like, I mean, Sturdivant had a freaking touchdown last week. God, that kid fell off hard. Beatty. Dude, Hank Beatty at 4,900. Yes, please. Give me that. Give me that. He's got 30-point upside in this spot. I like Hank Beatty there. That's a good spot. Yes, sir. The forward pass, it does not exist for Arizona State, so don't worry about it. Omarion Miller's priced too far up. I'm not interested there. Malik McLean, that's a laughable price tag. Kingston's fine. I prefer him to Roberts on DK specifically. Somebody's supposed to be out. Caleb Goody's out. Why is Caleb Goody in here? Or no, he was good now. Yeah, Myron, that's a little adventurous for me. I'd rather go with the Tennessee double there. But yeah, 5,200. I mean, yeah, you can pop around here. I probably end up, if I was playing this, on Grizel and because I like Tron Grizel. And then I think Omarion's probably a solid shout. I mean, I've started buying some stuff up on him. I'm buying stock on that guy. 6,100. So yeah, like something like that would be my That's my initial build. I doubt I end up with anything close to this, but that's my initial theory there. So let me make sure I get my last team in here. I cannot believe I am playing that much Cutter Bully. But hey, what are you going to do, you know? You like what you like. All right, let's see here. I still have to build. I have to build my afternoon slate. Let's do that real quick. I hate that thing pops up. What do we want for the afternoon slate? I think it's got to be Cutter Bully. Do you think it should be Arky Vandy? Should we just go full? Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's fair. Do we go Bully Wiegman or do we go Bully? I mean, because I feel like this is a must. Do we go Bully Manning? Do we go? I think Wiegman's the best option. Do we go Bully Pavia? Go full game stack? I just don't love Kevin Jennings hadn't run all season, which is what I don't like about him. It's just why I don't like him particularly in this spot. He hasn't run all year, which is my concern. You know a sneaky way to play this? You play freaking Gio Lopez. So I like this as my core for the afternoon slate. Then it just becomes a question of, do you want to play, which of the three do you want to play, the big three? Do you want to play Wiegman, who has two good stack partners? Do you want to play Arch, who has two good stack partners? But then the problem is if you play Arch, then you got Wisner. That's what I don't love about that. Because if I have to pick another running back, like who the heck am I picking? I don't like the pricing on the Oregon USC guys. I don't like the pricing in this game. I don't like any of the running backs in that game. I don't love the running backs in this game, and I want to play Boley, and I don't like the play, like how much they're getting. I don't want to play the Arkansas running back, and then I'm already playing that one, and I'm not playing the other one. So, like, I don't think I can particularly play Arch with Wisner and get two ceiling games. So then it comes, all right, do I want to play Pavia? Well, let's try it. Let's try Pavia. What if I play full game stack out? Let's play Stowers, Pavia. Let's see. Oh, that's the scary part is now, actually, I don't even like playing Stowers in that spot. Because I don't like, yeah, I have too much money. Because, like, now I'm stuck spending up here, and I don't want to spend up there. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so I don't even think you play Boley then. I think you play Pavia and Wiegman. Yeah. Oh, this is how I ended up on the 3 tight end team. That was it. Because I was trying to figure out, I was like, hang on, where did I find that 3 tight end team earlier that I didn't end up playing? Yes, because I stacked Stowers and I stacked Kojual, and it left me with just enough to get Kenyon Sadiq, which made me laugh. So you can play the tight end special. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Arkansas. So fun fact. This is a fun fact. I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. I'll figure it out. I'll leave y'all with a fun fact. I do enjoy these things. Shout out Tom Fernelli for this. Arkansas is 2-8, and their point differential for the season is plus 18. That means they have outscored their opponents by 18 points, and their record is 2-8. With that, I shall bid you adieu. I wish you all the best of luck. I think I probably used all my luck up last week unknowingly, but I will be more than happy to take down another 4-digit, hopefully maybe 5-digit payout